Boys and girls, update 39.0 is live. You can go download it right now. I'm gonna cover basically everything there is to the update, I guess minus the map editor, because I already had an early access video on that, which you can check out down below, or after this video ends. But there is a lot of things, even if you aren't interested in map editor, that I'm sure you'll find interesting. Well, I guess for one, I already showcased this, but there's a new map, Advanced Map, Dark Path. It's basically Park Path, but evil. And then the new Etienne skin. Bookworm. If you like books, this is the hero for you. And I didn't show this previously, but the trophy store is here. There's a Paragon emote. That sounds actually very useful for co-op. Dark Monkey Pumpkin, Alchemist Slime. Got a new soundtrack as well. That will definitely blast. And then some profile banners and avatars. I know what new avatar I am going to be using. This one, of course. Again, you can go ahead and find map editor here. Press play, press community, and then it'll default to maps. And then just press create, and you'll be shown with this prompt, where you can unlock with 6k monkey money, or just a very low cost of $9.49. Trust me guys, 6k monkey money is very easy to come up with, not pay to win. So let's get it. And once again, not going to be making anything right now, but definitely stay tuned for content of that very, very soon. And then we have a couple new quests here. 2 of them are tutorials, one of them is a challenge one, which we'll play later. I think for now I want to jump into Dark Path here. Take a look at the other part of the update, which is the balance changes. And boy, let me tell you, there are a lot of them. Again, usually there's so many patch notes that I can't possibly cover all of them. But let me talk about this one first. Paragons, everything we know about Paragons prior to 39.0, throw it out the window. Okay, not everything, because a lot of stuff holds true, but you'll see soon. Soon as in when I get 6-figure cash numbers. Actually, if you don't mind me, I'm just gonna accelerate my money gain here. I'm gonna need some help here, especially since I got Etienne. I'm doing it for the showcase, but it's not good if you want to make farms. Otherwise, I wouldn't want Geraldo or Benjamin. So first things first, there's a Paragon cash slider for which you can inject a massive amount of cash to increase the degree of the Paragon significantly, which is partially an aid to help out getting a decent degree up while not having to spam a billion monkeys on the map. Apparently it's at a 5% reduced efficiency, which makes sense for the convenience cost. Also, I'm dead because I suck at this game. This Jungle Druid should guarantee I don't leak any more lives, but about those requirements. This was not from the update 39.0 patch note itself, but rather a post they made 3 weeks ago on Reddit detailing what they were going to do with the Paragons. Basically, they're moving some of the power from Paragons, from the bonus contribution from tier 5 towers, aka, only obtainable in co-op, to now be in the cash department. So half spoiler alert, that means the max amount of cash to get the max power in the cash department is now above what it was previously, for all Paragons that is, 250,000. By the way, each max cash department is different, depending on the cost of the Paragon. So obviously, Dark Monkey would be cheapest. Speaking of which, it's pretty dirt cheap. You'll see in a second. But yes, even something as dirt cheap as the Dark Paragon now will require more than 250k to get the 60,000 power that you need. And also one little important tidbit is that they changed the formula for the power, quote unquote, from this to that. TLDR, this means that inexpensive Paragons won't need as much money to reach the same Paragon degree as if you were trying to get an expensive one to that number. Again, you'll find out once we scrunch up enough money, so I'll just go for a Jungler's Bounty, I think, to clean it up. Speaking of Jungler's Bounty, let's talk about it for a second, because I don't know if you noticed, but this thing is now gaining 1 life every round, as if it wasn't already really good, as I showcased with it doing such good, base damage. It now makes money and gains lives. What else can it do? I bet it could probably solo a tier 5 Bloonarius. The way NK's currently buffing this thing, Let's just go ahead and get Monkey Opus 2. I'll keep it brief, but I'll let you know that not only did this thing now give you +1 life, but they reworked the Heart of Oak to apparently be the anti-Heart of Vengeance. So if bottom path was lose lives to gain power, this middle path is gain lives to make power, which I think is a, good way to differ each path from each other. And if you remember, I bought this thing once I was starting to leak lives, so at this point, I think I've gained, a lot of power. It's only Pierce, though, not attack speed. But so it's not as broken as the way I'm shipping it up to be, but it certainly would help for rounds 63, 76, as if this thing wasn't already good enough. Cool stuff, Ninja Kiwi. Just one of, again, many things they've done this update. The power of the jungler's bounty / Etienne combo, everybody. Somehow we're surviving, like, 60 rounds of this with just this defense. If I'm being honest, I feel like Dark Path is probably one of the easier advanced maps out there. Because even though there's, like, line of sight blockers, I say this as I die. That's because I have 70k, but I feel like the map is it's a single lane map. That's all. And single lane maps are very easy to deal with, let me just say. I'm just trying to greet here, that's why I was dying. It was been central, let's get off clock. And at this point, I think my jungler's bounty is very, very close to max power. It's got many, many pierce. And it's made 4k, almost paid itself off. Take a look. 1 out buff solos. Easy. And now I'll put my attention into the first Paragon, the Dart Monkey. Did I already use all the real estate? Like, all the good real estate for Dark Path? I guess that's one thing that kicks it up a notch. It looks like there could be space to put stuff there, but you just can't. How dangerous do you think this placement is, though? I think I'm gonna risk it, because you can still see in the cone. And I'm gonna really hope that the bounces are good enough on this map. So let me just get every tier 5. And you won't believe how dirt cheap this thing is. Look, 162k. 150, basically on medium mode. But that is insane, that's half the cost, and you don't get half the power from it. They did nerf it, obviously. Because if they kept it at that power, then it would be the best Paragon ever. This now means, though, I can afford this before this hard game even ends. So, first off, let me just show you the new menu that pops up when you upgrade to a Dark Paragon. Boost your Paragon with more in-game cash. So, by default, it's set at 0 if you want to get a degree 1, or rather degree 30 in this case, because we have multiple tier 5s. But, as you see, as we scroll up, we can go as high as $5,000. Okay, I'm pretty sure you can get more than this, but this 5,000 is just capped at the amount of money that you currently have. So if I keep waiting, I will probably get a higher degree. So, for example, try again. Now it's 13,000 to... like, it's updated based on the amount of cash I have. For showcase's sake, let me show you the following. Let's first try how the Dark Paragon is without any cash injections. It's degree 23. It's actually not 30, I just remembered, because of the decreased co-op power that you get. Again, by co-op, I mean extra tier 5, so that makes sense. Now, let's just use the max amount and see. How much does an extra 100k in injections get me? From 23 all the way to 36. Now, that is actually not too shabby, and in terms of degrees, that's actually a bit of a buff, because I'm pretty sure adding the extra 100k to this guy is still below the cost of the Apex Plasma, like, originally. Let's just try again with 410k with an extra 248k injection. I believe I saw degree 47. Okay. And also, while I'm here, I can show you level 20 Bookworm Etienne, looking very spicy. Now, if I activate the dragon, it now shoots out purple projectiles. Very pretty. Ninja Kiwi art team, again, always knocking it out of the park. Running out of ways to, like, compliment them, seriously. Also, I lied. I'm gonna be upgrading this Dart Monkey because I want to uninstall the rounds. Let's take a look now. I think we've actually maxed out, because you see, if the cash amount and the money amount you see here is different, I think that means you hit the max, which is insane. Over twice the amount from before. Should we do it? Sure, let's get it. What degree is it? 60 on the money. I think Ninja Kiwi had to plan that. Also, pumpkin projectiles. Gotta love it. It also doesn't seem like the balls bounce between the Dark Path walls, which is disappointing, because it would have been really OP. Really, really OP if that was the case. It still bounced off, like, the sides, though. I believe it was already mentioned earlier, but this cash requirement is proportional to the amount of money that the Paragon costs. So, if you can imagine the Ace Paragon, let me just take a look. I don't think the price got changed. Yep, 972 is about the same as before. Of all the Paragons, only the Dart Monkey's price was significantly changed so that they could have, like, a lower floor, so that there's, like, a wider range of, in the future, when they add Paragons, a wider range of power that they could give it, because before they, you know... The Dart Monkey costing 350k means every other Paragon would at least have to be that amount. And I think they want them to be a little bit more accessible. Also, I lied. This Dart Paragon does bounce off the walls. Some of them do seem to escape, though. I don't know from where. But it looks like to me, sometimes they're clipping through the walls. Might have to do with the heights, I don't know. But this is still getting a pretty good amount of power, I would assume. Like, especially it shooting right at the entrance. If you didn't know, the Dart Paragon gains an insane amount of damage if the balloon... If you're hitting... a balloon right against a wall, especially if it's a corner. Then when the U-Jug explodes, then all the other secondary balls hit it. So what nerf are we talking about? I'm not seeing no Dark Paragon nerf. Let's go for... Yeah, sure, let's just go for the Ace Paragon. Come join me in seeing how beefy we can get this Ace Paragon up to. I think because, like, spending money on the Aces itself is still slightly more efficient. We'll do it. Plus, we get tiers from doing this too, which would help a little bit. I am very curious to see, though, how hard is it, really, to get that increase in degree, considering this is the most expensive one. Also, this should not come as a surprise, but the money that you do inject into the Paragon cannot be gained back if you do decide to sell the Paragon later, so pretty bad play in rank bosses unless you had infinite money to play around with. Just keep caution of that, that is all. Similar thing happens when you sacrifice, like, other towers anyways. Once again, no surprise, I should be sacrificing or dropping Spectres. Okay, 140 is a pretty long round here. Let me just test and see. No cash injected gets me degree 24. Okay. Now what happens if I use all of my cash to inject? A bonus of 833,000 and counting. From 24 all the way to 39. Damn, not even the 40 threshold. I do see what they mean now. Looks like this F-Bat's giving the Dark Paragon a run for its money. Am I dead? Oh, it stopped attacking, which is bad. But luckily, some guy named Sarbama coming to the rescue. Luckily, we don't see a bad for another 60 rounds. I'd love to see if I can hold off to getting the max amount of money, like, required for a maximum cash injection. If it was, like, 500k for a 150k, then I think the Ace Paragon is 6 times more than that. So $3 million on top of the 1 million. So I need 4 million. Oh, we're only halfway there. We're definitely gonna have to live in a pair with the way the money is currently rolling in at this rate. I also completely did not realize on Dark Path until now that there's stepping stones that you can actually put stuff, like, up on, including, I think, ace pads. So, as if the map wasn't already simple enough. I'll take it. Here was complaining earlier that there wasn't a lot of space to put stuff in. But little did I know there are now 2 prime platforms. Nice. I think at this point, I'm only gonna go as far as the Dark Paragon takes me because I didn't farm enough money. This round's probably death. Oh, yep. Ground Zoo did not save me there. I think it is time. Let's just use continue here for 500 monkey money, and here we go. Here comes a massive injection of 1.6 million cash. And for this game, what degrees does that net me? Wow. I don't think I could have written that up any better. Or planned that out, rather. Trust me, no cheesy editing there. Actually 60 on my first try, both times. Just like they wrote up, and also, yes, if you're wondering, I would assume now that the single-player max Paragon degree is higher than 76/79 for, like, the Dart Monkey. My best guess for max is probably 80, between 80 to 85, and also, whoa. I did not see that coming. Died so fast that I didn't even have time to drop the Carb Bomb down. Probably it makes a bad placement of where the Ace Paragon was. No, or not. No, I definitely saw it off-screen that time, I guess. Wing Monkey is not good when the map is basically as close to a straight line as possible. GG. It's funny that with the $3 million tower, we only made it like 10 more rounds than Dark Paragon made it. But regardless, that is a showcase of Dark Path, the new Paragon rework, and a lot of Update 39. Stay tuned for more, not just on YouTube, but also on Twitch, where I will probably be streaming the update sometime soon, so check it out. And once more, check out my Discord if you want a place to share maps, or find some possibly interesting community maps. See ya.